Dun 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 dun. James Bond. Okay, so we have started a marathon of the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. Why now, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you why. It has entirely to do with me finishing the Hitman games, getting excited to see that IO Interactive is doing their own James Bond game, and just getting excited about Bond again. Also, I heard recently that Denis Villeneuve is the guy who's going to direct the next James Bond movie, and that's awesome. For those who don't know, he directed Dune, Sicario, Arrival, Dune Part 2, Prisoners, Blade Runner 2049. Basically, if you have a favorite movie from the last 10 years, there's a good chance that Denis Villeneuve was the one that directed it.
Denny?
Denis, yeah.
How do you spell that?
It's like Dennis. He's French Canadian.
Oh.
So I thought to myself, I feel like watching the Daniel Craig James Bond movies again. Why Daniel Craig James Bond movies, you ask? Well, it's the Bond that I grew up with. I've seen a couple of Pierce Brosnan ones. Have you ever seen a Pierce Brosnan
Mm-mm.
James Bond movie? No.
I don't
Never
think so.
Never Die Another Day?
That doesn't sound familiar.
Never The World Is Not Enough?
Again, that doesn't sound familiar.
No Goldeneye?
That sounds familiar, but I think only because it was a video game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I don't think I ever watched it, though.
Okay. I've seen those ones from Pierce Brosnan, and I think they're decent, but like the Daniel Craig Bond movies are the ones that I grew up getting excited for, seeing the trailers, going to the theaters, watching them in person. So that's why. And we start at the beginning with Casino Royale, and we just watched that just a couple of days ago. And what'd you think, Micah?
Oh boy. Wowie. Zooey mama. Name that quote.
I don't know what that's from. Is that Madagascar? That's
Nope.
a total guess. Okay,
They're a wimpy kid.
I've never seen that movie.
You didn't read the books, though?
No,
Oh.
no,
Was that after you?
no. It was during me, but I just I couldn't be fucked.
What?
Don't people say that? I couldn't be,
No.
or is it
Couldn't be
couldn't
bothered.
be arsed? No, in England they use like there's a more vulgar version of that, but it means couldn't be bothered.
Oh my gosh.
I can't be fucked to watch
Because what's the
something like
friend's
that.
name?
I don't know, Sheldon.
No. Okay, the friend, like, it doesn't matter. That's what I was
You're
quoting.
right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, don't be a dick. I really enjoyed this movie. I've definitely seen it a few times.
Yeah, this is the second time you've seen it. I'm pretty sure because you hadn't seen it before we started dating, right?
I remember the guy with the eye.
Yeah, I made us watch it while we were dating.
I know, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the guy with the eye before.
So you'd seen it before that first time that we watched it together?
Well, now I can't remember.
Okay.
If you were saying that I hadn't seen it before, then I probably hadn't.
Yeah, I don't think you had. So this is your second.
Did we watch that when I lived in Idaho?
Yeah.
And I was sick?
Yep.
Okay, interesting. No, I think I had seen it before.
Okay.
I remember the girl in the hammock on the beach. Wasn't that the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that scene before. That doesn't matter. The thing that I enjoy about these movies is they're fairly straightforward.
Yeah.
In the sense of, this is the reason that Bond puts himself in this situation. This is the bad guy. This is what we're working with. And this is just how it goes forward. But in that, there is, you can read into things, into the dialogue, into certain looks.
Yeah.
And all that. So there's more depth than it's just surface level.
Yeah.
But if you just want to read the surface level, it's still enjoyable.
Well, definitely with Casino Royale, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like even the second one that we've been watching.
Okay.
Also.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I agree.
And that's enjoyable because it's not always like a black bag. There was way too much going on.
There was a lot of jargon going on in that movie. Yeah, where like it's not easy to follow even when you're paying attention.
Right.
Like Casino Royale, you may have questions, but you can follow what's happening and what the plot is if you're paying attention. Black Bag, you may not be able to necessarily, which doesn't. That's not a knock against it. We both liked Black Bag.
It, yeah.
But yeah, I personally think Casino Royale is the best spy movie, at least that I've ever seen in my life. It's my favorite, like by a lot, and that's including all the Bourne movies, all the Mission Impossible movies. What even I mean, I've seen what other spy movies are there that are great? Bridge of Spies, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, Black Bag, Casino Royale is my favorite that I've watched. Spy Kids.
Does Argo count? That doesn't feel like it's in the same category.
It's kind of espionage a little bit. Zero Dark 30 is not. Kingsman. Yeah, like
Oh, Mission Impossible?
yeah, I said all the Mission Impossibles.
Oh, you like Casino Royale better than all of them?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. And I really like some of those Mission Impossible movies, but Casino Royale just that was like one of the first movies I watched when I was growing up that made me a movie lover, I think.
What's Mission Impossible?
Was Casino Royale.
Oh, sorry.
I watched it and I was like my little kid brain was like, "Whoa." It's like that, The Dark Knight, Inception, Good Will Hunting was another one. Like those were some of the formative movies for me where I was just like, okay, movies can be this. Oh, Star Wars as well, obviously. Star Wars. I was a big Star Wars nerd growing up. Lord of the Rings. Now I'm just naming all my favorites from when I was a kid. But this is one where this is one that got me into like appreciating movies as art, I think, was Casino Royale. What else did you like about it besides you were able to follow it?
Just comparing, since did we finish Quantum?
Yeah, we finished Quantum
Okay,
of
we just
Solace.
finished.
Yeah.
Just comparing the videography between those two.
Well, we're gonna talk about Quantum next.
Sure.
Okay.
I much prefer
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale
Yeah,
videography
for sure.
and the action and all of that. I think it's much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
The way that
Is it
action gets filmed in the
in the next one?
next one, but also just like in the 10s, the 2010s,
Right.
is the late 2000s
Yeah.
into the 2010s, is
It's Bourne's fault.
what you keep saying, and I
Yeah.
believe you, and it's so annoying that like
Well, like it is Bourne's fault and it isn't because Bourne was famous for having action scenes that have hundreds, literally hundreds of cuts
ugh,
in the space of a minute. And the first Bourne movie does it pretty well where you can still follow what's happening. But like looking back, I think it's aged like milk, even in the Bourne movies. Because when I watch those back, I'm just comparing them to John Wick, for example. I'm like, the action in John Wick is miles better than the action in the Bourne movies for me, right? There may be people that disagree with that. I just think like the level of planning and the choreography that goes into creating action scenes that can be done in a few takes or even one take, even better. Like it goes so far, it goes so far in the realm of like keeping you engaged in what's happening, making you feel like you're there, and it just hits better for me. Hits way better. So I totally agree with you.
yeah.
And Quantum of Solace definitely was following the Bourne pattern of filming action to in certain scenes for sure.
Well, and I feel like people always talk about like, ooh, Daniel Craig, he's so hot, and it's like I don't know if I really get it necessarily. I think his lips annoy me.
Yeah.
I'll admit he has beautiful eyes.
I don't think you're alone.
Really?
I don't think you're alone because when Daniel Craig was cast, a lot of people were upset by it.
Really?
A, because he was blonde, and Bond has typically always been dark haired. But like B, he doesn't look pretty like the other ones. You know, he doesn't look like Pierce Brosnan. He doesn't look like why am I blanking on the most legendary Bond actor, Sean Connery? He doesn't, he doesn't look like Timothy Dalton. He looks much more rugged. And that's Daniel Craig's Bond, like very rugged, very kind of angry, very violent comparatively to some of the other ones. Very cold-hearted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I personally think I loved. I love that about these movies.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to an extent, but even in Casino Royale, he sleeps with this woman and then she ends up dying, and M shows up, his boss, the head of MI6,
Yeah.
and is like, "Well, I would tell you that you need to stay unattached, but
I don't think that's your problem, is it?
yeah."
Yeah. And
And I don't think that line ever really hit with me until this time when I was like, "Holy shit, like you're right, like he does not care." So he just
well,
uses these women.
okay. So the reason that I like it so much in these movies is because these movies are really interested in exploring Bond's psychology, whereas the previous ones were not. And Bond is really the same in, at least in the Pierce Brosnan era, where he will kill people pretty coldly, and he'll make like these little quips as he kills them or whatever. Like for example, if he's holding on to somebody and they're dangling off a cliff, he'd be like, "Sorry, I have to let you go," and then he'll like drop them to their death, right? And that's that, and it's just fun. But with Daniel Craig's,
Oh, that's so fun, Braden. You're right.
well, it's fun because he says it, and he's it's like Marvel quippy sort of.
Yeah.
But like when Daniel Craig kills someone, like you feel the weight of it because that's how it was designed to feel, and we're supposed to reflect on, oh damn, Bond is like losing his soul with all these people that he
Yeah.
kills, because at the very beginning of Casino Royale, he is sent to kill this corrupt section chief in Eastern Europe of MI6,
Mm-hmm.
who's been selling secrets to somebody. And the section chief is like, if M was so sure that I was selling secrets, she would have sent a double O, and you need to kill two people to become a double O, and your file shows no kills. And then Bond's like, yeah, I know it takes two kills. And then it flashes back to his first kill, at, his first confirmed kill. He may have killed someone in the army or whatever before in the Air Force, but like he drowns him in a sink and then he shoots him, and it cuts back to like his confrontation with the section chief, and the section chief is like, oh, he made you feel it, did he? And he's like, well, don't worry. The second is, and then Bond just interrupts him and just shoots him right in the head or whatever. And there's like did you catch this? When he shoots him, there's like a cut to a picture of that guy's family on his desk.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
And then it cuts back to Bond. And he's like, yes, considerably.
Easier.
Yeah, considerably easier. And like, it's just, I love how they do that, because they show that like at one point, this did bother Bond. And he's slowly sort of losing his soul. And then, not to spoil anything, but there's a major theme of him trying to like get back his soul at the end of Casino Royale, and then things kind of blow up in his face, and then the rest of the Craig Bond movies are like,
His fallout from that.
yeah, he's continuing to fall and fall and fall until maybe he's redeemed a little bit, maybe, but that's what these movies have always sort of been more interested in, even more than like the funny little gadgets and whatever, is what would this job do to a person, which I think is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Did you like the parkour scene at the beginning where he's chasing that? Where is he again? He's like in Madagascar or something.
Oh no, it's not Madagascar.
I think
It's
he is.
hmm,
I think they are in Madagascar.
okay.
Yeah, but the guy isn't from Madagascar. He's
Yeah.
from a fictional African country. But he's chasing. Did you like that scene?
Yeah, that was good.
So apparently, that guy, the guy he was chasing, is sort of like the founder of parkour.
Oh,
Yeah,
good for him.
and he like orchestrated that entire chase.
Oh, good for him.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
And
that's so random.
I know, and
Oh,
it's so easy to follow though.
yeah,
Because it's done in like
longer shots
longer
and
takes. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's just so many awesome action scenes in Casino Royale too. The freaking chase through the airport when the bomb is about to go off in Miami.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy. This movie is just a so. Are there even spoilers at this point for this movie? This movie came out like almost 20 years ago.
I know, but like just the freaking way my jaw dropped watching this movie the first time. I don't want to spoil it until spoiler section,
Okay.
just in case people haven't watched it. Like this, most people agree this is one of the best Bond movies ever made. A lot of people are on my side and think that it's the best Bond movie ever made, and it's one of the best spy movies ever made. So if you haven't watched it, fucking hop to it. It's really good. It's really really good. The action is done really well, but also there's not too much action, right?
Right.
There's maybe, I don't know, like 5 or 6 action scenes in this 2.5-ish hour movie, and the rest of it is just filled with sort of witty banter, dialogue. There's a lot of poker scenes that are so tense.
The Battle of Wits.
Yeah, but
Right.
those scenes are really engaging, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah. Yeah, this movie does a good job of, action and then like downtime
But
to like
like,
let you
yeah,
recover, but it's engaging,
but it makes it feel like action.
Right.
Even the non-action feels like
Yeah.
action.
I guess it's mental action versus
Hmm.
physical action.
Yeah,
It's enjoyable.
that's I think why this is my favorite, because like Skyfall may be my second favorite. It's not quite as cerebrally interesting as Casino Royale is, and the tension in the non-action scenes aren't necessarily as captivating to me as they are in Casino Royale. And you'll see that soon. That's the next one, Skyfall.
I've seen all of
You've
these.
seen Skyfall.
Haven't I seen all of these?
I don't think. Have you seen Spectre? I don't think you've seen
Is
Spectre.
that the one that we watched at my parents' house?
That was Skyfall. Yeah.
Well, Braden brought this up when we were watching the movie, and I agree. The intro for this
Oh
movie
yeah, yeah.
is so good.
Like all the cards,
Uh
and
huh.
it's awesome, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, favorite intro, maybe favorite intro song that I've seen. Like it's not like by itself. I wouldn't listen to this song by myself, like by itself, because then I'd be a weirdo. But
Well,
but
you
it's
already are.
sure, yeah. But
That would make you a
it
weirdo.
would make me more of a weirdo, right? You'd say, what the gleep? But like the song combined with the way that they did, if you've seen a Bond movie, you know that they always do like a very cinematic opening credits. They do the gun barrel sequence usually, where he shoots somebody and then the blood comes down,
Mm-hmm.
and then it turns into the intro. This one is really really cool, really good. Since a large majority of the plot takes place in a casino around the poker game, there's a lot of spades and clubs and hearts and diamonds, and everything is really stylized and it almost cartoonish, but it looks like a almost looks like the carpet on a casino floor as the music's playing. Yeah, it's really good. It's really cool. Anything else you want to say before spoily time?
Oh, let's do Parents Guide.
Parent.
So
Yeah,
this is
okay.
PG-13,
Yeah.
but there is violence. He
Yeah.
does kill people.
It's a pretty intense PG-13, I'd
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
There's a scene of torture that
yeah,
is pretty,
yeah, yeah. It makes you go,
it makes you say,
owie,
wowie, what was it? Wowie zowie?
Zooey Mama.
Zooey mama. It makes you say, Zooey mama, turn this off.
No, Zooey Mama is more of like
A good thing.
it's like that.
Oh, it's the Fantastic Mr. Fox.
It's more of like that's your catchphrase or
Yeah,
something.
okay. Okay. Your trademark.
Yeah, yeah, that.
Yeah. Okay. What was I gonna
Or a
say?
punchline, I guess.
Also some of the violence is, like we said earlier, it's meant to sort of hit you. And
Yeah,
and sort of
and it does.
and it's supposed to. And there's one where Bond is like strangling someone to death at the bottom of a they have a big fight, and then he ends up strangling him to death while this woman is watching, and it messes with her head because she's never seen anything like that, and they film it to like be pretty like, oh geez, sheesh,
Yeah,
because when you kill someone it's not supposed to be fun, right? it's
yeah.
it's supposed to sort of
Affect you. It
affect
should
you,
affect you.
right? And that's what they were going for with all the, well, not all the kills, but a lot of the kills are made to sort of feel that way.
It's personal.
Yeah,
It's
right.
meant to feel personal.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, language.
not horrible though. Sexy time, suggestive themes. There's some.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Bond. There's gonna be some, but it's not horrible. Again,
No. It's not graphic in the
yeah,
sexy times.
department, right?
Yeah.
It really the violence is what feels sort of bordering on maybe R. I know it's not R technically
No,
because
it's
there's not
not.
enough blood, there's
No,
not
there's
enough
not enough
gore,
gore.
but it's like the intensity feels kind of like a John Wick.
Hmm.
Some of the intensity,
It's fair.
but
Okay. Spoilers?
you gotta rate it.
Oh. Dadoy.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to?
Oh yeah, I would give this a 10. This is one of my favorite movies ever. So I would call it a. What's a funny line from this movie? I guess this movie's not that funny. It is. There are some. That pause.
I just
Micah's
looked.
gonna edit it, but that pause was like at least 30 seconds.
I just looked over and Braden's just looking off into the distance with blank stare with his mouth hanging
Shark
open.
eyes. And I was drooling too, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Um God damn. I know there are funny moments in this. Oh. Okay. I'm going to give this a 10 to the right. To the right out of 10.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Which is kind of a funny part, but also kind of not.
I don't know that this is my favorite movie. You know, the action is a bit much at times for me, but I have seen it a couple of times and I enjoy watching it. And I think this was the most enjoyable watch that I've had. And I'll probably watch it again because apparently this is Braden's favorite movie
One of them.
that I'm learning. And if he watches it again, I'll watch it. So I think I would rate this a 9.
Hmm.
Um, crying in the shower
Oh, there you go.
out of 10.
Where your tears look like rain. Like tears in rain.
Nice.
Did you like I
Are
think
we doing spoilers?
yeah, spoiler time. This is the best, you know his famous catchphrase, the name's Bond, James Bond. This is the best use of that, I think.
At the end.
So good, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well, yeah, because he's on the phone with this guy and the
And
guy's like, "Who's this?" Gets shot in the leg.
yeah,
And then James shows up.
slow walks
Right.
right by him
The
and
name's Bond.
right, he
James
hangs up the
Bond.
phone
Yeah.
and the music is swelling the whole
Yeah.
time and then
Dana.
after he says that the credits start rolling.
Yeah.
It's so freaking perfect
Yeah.
the way that this movie ends. What do we want to talk about spoiler wise? Anything? I mean, I love the moment where he fishes Vesper out of the cage and she's already dead
Mm-hmm.
and he tries to revive her and it's not working and he realizes it's not working. It's not working. He realizes that was the problem. I didn't say realizes. He realizes it's not working and he realizes she's dead and then he like drops her and he's like looking around and he's just rage and like he feels you his acting is so good in
Mm-hmm.
this scene. You can see it in his eyes. He's like he feels betrayed, he feels hurt, and he's ready to freaking lash out at anything that he can lash out at. And he's just looking around, just looking for something to smash basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's not his dead girlfriend. Too far?
That was sad. You know, because he finally felt like he'd found something that was his.
Right.
Found someone that he could trust
Right.
and give himself to.
Right.
That understood him, had seen him
Yeah.
do horrible things, and was still accepting of him.
Well, and he says when they're on that beach together, he says to her like, you said you do what I do for too long, you lose your soul, right? So I'm leaving with what little I have left. He says that to her, and he quits. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He writes the letter to M, and they go off and they're on vacation and they're in Venice, and he thinks that he's left that life behind him, and it just is taken away from him in the space of like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, he goes from happy in love, loving life, you know, ready to do anything to, oh shit, where is this money? Oh shit, Vesper betrayed me. Oh shit, Vesper's dead.
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay, it. We ball. It's so good. And especially, you know, it sets up sort of his arc for these movies perfectly. This arc was not always respectfully handled in subsequent films, in my opinion, and wasn't as well handled in subsequent films, but it sets it up perfectly in this movie. His well, just the theme of him wanting to save his soul but then having everything taken away from him all at once, so he dives further into the sort of the world that's making him lose his soul, so he starts losing it faster and faster and even more and more. And this movie sets that arc, that storyline, that path up perfectly.
Sad.
Yeah. Did you like it when he said the job's done, that bitch is dead?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently that was a line from the original Casino Royale novel, the first novel that Ian Fleming ever wrote. I've heard, I haven't read the book, but I've heard in the novel that line is way meaner than it was in Casino Royale. Like in the movie, in the book Casino Royale, that line was like actually, James Bond is completely indifferent to what has happened, and he just says the job's done, that bitch is dead, and that's like the last line of the book, and he's just sort of being a sociopath in that moment. But in this one, that's not what this is at all. This is like James Bond confused and very hurt, and he doesn't have anybody to lash out at really, and so he's saying that as a way of just coping because he doesn't understand how to cope. But you can tell that he doesn't really feel that way.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah, yeah. And this is a little spy movie, so like, what the hell? Why is it so deep?
And I don't think I ever really realized that it was until this watch.
That it is as deep as it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Did you like the torture scene?
Oh my gosh, that makes me cringe. Not even a dude and that makes me cringe.
Oh yeah, that's like that's like one of the best torture scenes I've
Ugh.
ever watched. Like, not
So if
not
you
because I
don't,
enjoy watching it, but
it's,
it's effective.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Explain it.
So imagine a wicker chair, but the seat has been cut out, and Bond is in his birthday suit,
Yep,
and he gets sat down on this seatless chair,
yep.
and
Lashif,
Lashif has this long rope with a
really.
huge knot
Yeah,
that's super hardened. It looks like they well
burned
used,
it. Yeah,
well
yeah.
used, and basically,
He's swinging it under the chair and hitting him in his baguettes,
yeah,
and that's the torture. Yikes!
yeah,
And it's intense too. Like, I've seen rated R movies with torture scenes that aren't even half as effective as this.
yeah. That's fair.
Like there was the Zero Dark 30 torture. That's a pretty
That was
rough one.
rough. Did we talk about that on here?
I don't
I
remember.
can't remember if we talked about that movie, but I remember Braden was like, "No, no, it's not that bad. Like this, you can
Yeah,
handle this movie." And then
first
the
20
first
minutes.
20 or 30 minutes is like rough torture.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like this movie.
Does that make you more uncomfortable, or the getting hit in the balls with a rope scene?
I think the rope thing is cringy, but when it's like real torture, that is way worse in my opinion.
Okay.
Real, I mean, he's still being tortured,
Yeah.
but like when it's waterboarding and
Hmm.
other, you know, uh,
Yeah.
psychological torture makes me sad. Also,
Yeah.
just that humans would do that to each other.
Well, also, yeah, I think what makes this one maybe a little more palatable is Bond is such a tough cookie,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not giving in.
No.
And like, even when Lashif is like, putting all this pressure on him, and he's like, really, it's useless to resist. Like, I'm gonna get what I want from Vesper, and I'm gonna figure it out anyways. Even if I kill you, I can still go to MI6. I can still go to the CIA because they still want what I know. So you don't matter at all. So just tell me. And Bond, realizes this, and he's still just like, you know what? You. I'm not doing it. And so he turns and he's like, I've got a little itch down there. Would you mind?
That's such a baller move, like
Yeah.
line to say to him.
Pun intended.
Nice. I
Yeah.
did. I did not
You
intend
like that?
that.
Yeah. And then he hits him and he's like, no, to the right. To the right.
Well, and it was so good
Yeah.
because before when he'd been hit, he very much so was trying to not yell.
Yeah.
It was just like a ooh,
Yeah.
and then he gets hit and he's like, I got an itch.
Yeah.
And he gets hit and he's like, no, 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 to the right. And then he gets hit,
Yeah.
again as,
Yeah.
you're being a little smart ass. And he's like, yes.
So he's I think it's more palatable because like he's not caving. But in
No.
Zero Dark 30, those people are caving,
Yeah.
and that's hard to watch. I think that's the
Yeah.
part that's really hard to watch.
Yeah.
But I also think this scene is another example of Daniel Craig being a really good actor, because like you can see everything on his face. He doesn't even need to say lines. You see like the defiance, but you also see like he's afraid because he knows he's probably going to die, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just blind luck that he gets out of it, basically. And he does this all with his face, right? I haven't seen that in any other Bond movie. So
Yeah,
say,
same.
say nice. Say what you will about like he's not a good fit for the historical Bond. He's not. He's no Connery. He's no. Say all that shit. I've never seen Connery do something like that in a Bond movie with his eyes and with his face in a scene like that. So Daniel Craig's a good Bond. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna try and tell you he's the best one. He's a good one, right? That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Do you think Le Chiffre was a good?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
think he's really good.
He's so scary looking.
I think he's really underrated too. Because
That's fair.
he's not necessarily like the most powerful Bond villain, but he's desperate, and he's a desperate animal backed into a corner, and he is dangerous because of that. And I just love Mads Mikkelsen. I think he's awesome.
Well, he's so scary looking too. His lips are
Yeah,
scary.
he should
Like,
have.
yes, his
Yeah,
eye is like what you're supposed to be scared of, but like his lips freak me out.
he should have been the Witcher, in my opinion, in the show.
Oh, you think so?
Because I think he's a handsome guy when he's not made to look like a freak like he is in Casino Royale, but he still looks scary.
Oh yeah, he is kind of a handsome guy. I never would have imagined that with those lips.
But like in a very rugged way, you know. But he still looks scary. Look at him. He
Yeah.
still looks scary. And like in The
I
Witcher,
I still don't like his lips though.
sure. In the Witcher books, Geralt is described as being like very off-putting to look at,
Yeah,
but
that's him.
but all the sorcerers still all the sorceresses still want to get with him. So
Nice.
I think Henry Cavill is just objectively handsome, and that's not really what Geralt is described as being in the books. But whatever,
Okay.
I'm not the showrunner. So we're gonna do not Quantum of Solace. We'll do that in the next one. But we will do. I'll report on Andor right now. So I am not going to talk too much about Andor because I actually want Micah to watch it, and I don't want to give spoilers in a way that's going to ruin the show for her. So I'm going to do my best to dance around it, around the spoilery stuff, while still impressing upon you all how good this show is, which I'm very happy about and very surprised by because I had written Star Wars off a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. You like that?
But
Nice.
Stop.
um, so lived in Italy for 2 years, right? I grew up loving Star
Ooh,
Wars.
I'm
Shut up.
Braden, and I lived in Italy.
Micah, this is important context.
Okay, sorry, jeez.
I
Could have said that.
I loved Star Wars growing up, right? And even loved the prequels.
Can I tell the story that your dad always
sure.
tells?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what movie was it?
Episode 1,
Okay, so when Braden was, what year did that come out?
1999, so I would have been 4.
Yeah, so when Braden was 4, his dad took him to go see episode 1.
Yep.
And after the movie, apparently Braden didn't talk for a full 24 hours.
Yeah.
Just quiet. And his dad was like, oh no, I broke him. The movie was too much.
Yeah.
After 24 hours, Braden would not shut up about this movie.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
obsessed.
Yep.
And I just love, just imagining little Braden
Just
quiet, just reflecting. I just see you thinking about this movie for a full day, know? And then all of a sudden you're like, remember when so-and-so did such and such? And did you see that lightsaber? And just, oh my gosh.
So like, yeah.
From the beginning, Braden has loved this.
Oh yeah. Well, and I had seen episodes 4, 5, and 6 probably 20 times each before watching Phantom Menace at that point in my life.
That episode 1 is Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that was the first prequel. And I saw episode 1 in theaters, 2 in theaters. I saw 3 in theaters 3 times, if I'm not wrong. Have loved these movies forever. And I know the prequels have problems, but I think most people now that are Star Wars fans that are online, grew up with the prequels like I did. So you still have love for them, even though they are very, very flawed.
Honestly, I kind of really like them though.
Yeah, we all grew up with them.
Yeah.
So like, and there are moments in the prequels that are just so good, so excellent. All the lightsaber fights are so great.
Did you see that thing where what's his name? Ewan McGregor. Is that his name?
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, him and someone else. They were filming a fight, and they, spoiler, lightsabers aren't real,
Uh-huh.
and so they were fighting with lightsabers, and they kept making the sound, and
Yeah.
then the director and everyone were like, "You guys know that
Wait, it
you."
was Liam Neeson. Him
Oh,
and Liam Neeson.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to make those sounds, right?
We can put those in,
Yeah.
and we prefer to do that.
Yeah, we're adding that later.
Because it sounds stupid when you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just to give you the idea. I love Star Wars. Have always loved. It's always had a place in my heart, and I would go as Obi-Wan / Qui-Gon for every Halloween. Basically, I had a ton of Lego Star Wars stuff. I had a ton of action figures. I loved this shit, man. And then I heard that Disney was taking it over, and I was excited because this was the golden age of Marvel, and I was like, oh yeah, they're gonna do a great job because the prequels. I was kind of a stupid asshole little teenager, right? And I was like, oh, maybe the prequels aren't good because everybody's saying they're not good, and maybe they're not. I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for liking them? And then I heard Disney was taking it over, and I was like, Disney will do it right. Disney did not do it right. Has
No.
not done it right. I really liked The Force Awakens when I first saw it.
Is that 7?
That's 7. Yeah, it is basically just a New Hope, but in the with modern technology. But it's a fun movie, right? The Last Jedi I thought I liked originally when I watched it, and then as I reflected on it, watched it a second time, I was like, no, I actually don't like The Last Jedi at all. And The Rise of Skywalker is a fucking piece of shit that I hated from the jump. The Mandalorian I think is incredibly boring. I don't think it's very interesting at all.
Are you gonna go through everything?
Yeah, I'm over sharing, aren't I? But I'll continue to do so.
Okay, sorry.
Because I'm not talking about spoilers.
Okay,
So
go
I've got to
ahead.
fill the time somehow.
Oh my gosh, it's already 40 minutes.
Book of Boba Fett is a steaming pile of shit with a couple of good moments in it. And I think the Clone Wars is extremely tedious to get through. And
The show.
yeah, the cartoon. Like any show where when you ask someone, hey, should I watch this? And they say, well, you really need to watch like 20 episodes. So you can skip maybe 70% of it, but those 20 episodes are really, really good. Any show where like 70% of it is mid at best, I'm sorry, but that is a mid show because that's the bulk of what that show is. And I tried watching the Clone Wars. I cannot get through it. I can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. So I don't really like the Clone Wars either. So I have really not enjoyed this Disney era of Star Wars. The only thing that I liked really in this Disney era of Star Wars, film wise, show wise, was Rogue One, which surprise, surprise, Andor is a character from Rogue One, so it makes sense.
Is that his name?
That's his last name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I liked the Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order games as well. But I was very resistant to watching Andor because I was done with Star Wars like years ago. I decided, you know what, that's it. Like after Book of Boba Fett, I'm done. And Kenobi, I'm done. Don't want to watch anymore. And I'd heard a lot of people praise Andor, and I was like, yeah, I really liked the character from Rogue One, but even though people are praising it, I don't care. I don't want to watch it. And I just barely watched season 1 and then immediately jumped into season 2. This is honestly better than Rogue One.
I don't think I've actually seen Rogue One.
You should. It's good.
I was dating this guy and I said, "Oh, I haven't seen that." He said, "Oh, we should watch it." And then I was like, "Well, maybe we should watch all of the Star Wars." And then I got burnt down. I never watched
Classic
it.
mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you gotta jump right into it. Honestly though, this is some of my favorite Star Wars like ever, ever, ever. I like it more than episodes 1 and 2 for sure. Episode 3 maybe not. I really like
I
episode
wasn't allowed
3.
to watch episode 3 for so long because it was PG-13.
Yeah, it's the
And
first one.
and I remember watching it finally and being like, "Whoa."
This is so cool.
Yeah, because it was,
Yeah.
the forbidden fruit.
There you go. Let me put it this way: the only Star Wars movies / whatever that I think are better than Andor, or maybe better than Andor at this point in time, Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, maybe A New Hope, the very first Star Wars ever made,
That's
and
episode 4.
That's episode 4, and then episode 3 maybe. Everything else, I think Andor is better than everything else. It's super super good, and it's very different. It honestly feels like a show that should have come out on HBO, and
Hmm.
if it had come out on HBO, would have been a little more violent, but like tonally, it fits in with something that would have come out on HBO. It's a lot darker, it's a lot more gritty and nitty and tutti frutti, not tutti frutti, but nitty and gritty
And
than,
shitty.
and no, definitely not
Oh,
shitty.
nitty gritty
Nitty
and
gritty.
not shitty.
Yeah, everybody's a piece of shitty. Let's say that.
Oh, okay.
And it's all about just how the rebellion is springing up. It starts as like a grassroots organization, and they're really trying to be discreet because there's just a few of them, and how the rebellion grows into what we see in A New Hope, episode 4. And the people in charge of the rebellion are not necessarily good people. They're doing what they have to do to get this thing up and running, up and off the ground.
So
And
flawed.
yeah, they're very flawed. Um,
Do you still root for them?
you do, but you might even say some of these characters are just straight up bad people.
Hmm.
But like they're the bad people that are fighting for the good side, so you root for them. The main guy that this applies to, his character's name is Luthen, and he's played by Stellan Skarsgård. You know him, right?
It's the
Daddy Skarsgård.
Daddy Skarsgård. Yeah, that's exactly okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like sort of the leader of this new rebellion. He is absolutely freaking ruthless in this show, and he's such a good character. He has a few monologues that are just like best of Star Wars good. Also, another thing that I thought was awesome. So a big complaint that people had about the prequels was the Senate and how much time they spent in the
The
Senate.
Senate.
Yeah. You know that big building, right, with all the floating discs
Yeah.
that everybody hangs out in. People thought those scenes were so boring. They're like, "Why are we talking about trade disputes in a Star Wars movie and diplomacy and blockades, and why are we talking about this in a Star Wars movie?" And you know what? They're kind of right with those criticisms, because that's not what Star Wars was before. Andor makes the Senate scenes like riveting.
Oh.
It's, imagine Game of Thrones in space. It's sort of like that. There are some scenes as well in this show. I'm not going to talk about spoilers because I do want Micah to watch this. But there were some scenes that like I was like, they hit me emotionally, and I was like, "Whoa. When has a Star Wars movie done this?"
What are you talking about? Episode 3?
Well, like, okay, since the first 6. I was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
Star Wars hasn't done, I forgot that Star Wars could do this.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, dang. And that's, yeah, anyways. My favorite droid in the entire series, K2SO. Love that guy. So funny.
Tell
I,
them about that scene.
yeah, there's a scene where K2 is the big Imperial Enforcer droid that they reprogram, and he works with, he's Cassian's droid at a certain point. And there's a scene where they're on Coruscant, and he's walking towards a stormtrooper, and the stormtrooper is like, "Are you with us?" And K2 just keeps walking, and he's like, "No." And then he backhands the stormtrooper off of the walkway that they're on, and he just falls to his death. I sent
No.
I sent that scene to Micah. And this is a good introduction to Rogue One, Micah, because he's
Oh, he's
he's
in it?
yeah,
Okay.
he's in Rogue One. And he's the best droid in Star Wars. I'm including R2D2. He's my favorite. He's my
Really?
favorite droid. Yeah. There's some like set piece scene. This is a slow burn show, by the way, and that's a big complaint people have had about it. Is it's slow, but it is never without purpose. Like it builds up to the burn, and the burn is awesome. The burn is so satisfying and so worth it. But when the burns happen, when the big set pieces happen, they look awesome. They look amazing. This show had a really, really big budget, and they freaking used it. Like, they made most of these sets, they built practically. So they basically built an entire city for the first season and the
That's
second
crazy.
season. So everything looks really practical and really good. So then when the CGI happens, you're like, I can't even really tell, because they've been in this.
They did such a good job of integrating it in.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
There's a scene where Cassian Andor is flying a prototype TIE fighter and he can't get the hang of it because it's super advanced. That scene is so freaking cool. The TIE fighter is like really fast and he can't figure out how to control it, and all the weapons are going off when they're not supposed to. And he's just like, how the hell do I control this thing? And it's so good. So it's really great. They also swear in Star Wars now, apparently. They say
Whoa.
shit.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah,
Yeah.
this is not your granddad's Star Wars show.
This is not the Star Wars of old.
Yeah.
A new age.
Yes. They made the Empire scary again.
Oh.
Because stormtroopers they're kind of a meme at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They can't hit the broadside of a barn. They're stupid. They can shoot in this show, and they do shoot in this show, and they shoot important characters in this show. And the Empire is so like cunning and calculated and just scheming, and they make you it finally feels like the empire that took over the galaxy. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I could see how this organization takes over the galaxy with how smart they are. It's just really good. Little gripes that I have: the fucking title crawl. I'm sorry,
What does that mean?
like
Like the
the
intro?
intro song
Oh.
and then showing too slow, way too slow. I
Hmm.
like the song. I think the song is good, but like the slowly revealing of the Andor logo, I don't like it. Didn't like that. It's also preceded by like a 3 minute recap of the previous episodes.
Oh.
I don't like it when they do that. Like, just let me watch, please.
In my opinion, recaps should happen at the beginning of seasons.
Seasons, yes, I
Yes.
agree. You don't need to recap me on for
Every
every
episode.
episode
Yeah.
and then do the title crawl that takes a year
Yeah.
to reveal itself.
Yeah.
The way that another little gripe, and this is sort of spoilerish, but I'm not going to go into it in detail. So just like close your ears for a few seconds. Well, I don't know.
Me?
The way that they get no, you're fine. The way that they pick up K2SO, I thought was kind of dumb, kind of contrived. Didn't make sense that they had time to do it in that moment.
The whole show is spoiled now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's really it. Like very nitpicky little gripes. It's a great show. Season one, I would probably rate on like an 8.5 out of 10. Season two, though,
What?
well, I'm gonna rate the whole thing as at the end.
Well, you're not going to do a 8.5 such and
No,
such.
I'm gonna rate Andor as a whole, and then I'll
Well, then
say
why are you rating the
I'm
individual
just
season?
telling people what to expect.
You could have prefaced it.
No. Um, season two though is like it's like a 9.5 to a 10 out of 10.
Oh, damn.
It's not perfect, right? There's those little things that I mentioned, but like for me,
But it would round to a 10.
yeah, for me, it's a 10 out of 10 experience. The second season, so I think overall, Andor probably gets like a 9 out of 10. 9 point, no, higher than that. Let's say 9.3. 9.3, no, out of 10. Really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Next episode.
Quantum of Solace.
Da-da. Do the.
Dun 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 dun. Is that the one you're thinking of?
No, but that works.
Okay, it's the same song. It's just
Different parts.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Piss off. Just
Bye.
kidding. Bye, guys.